So many huge milestones this quarter: revenue, profit, paying users, almost every measure. Let's start there. What were the key drivers?
Yeah, so we're really proud of the team. We drove great results this quarter. The drivers are our continuous investment in product, marketing, brand, safety. We saw a lot of re-engagement. We saw a lot of new subscribers. So everything across the board is really looking good. We're very proud of the foundation of this business. We're seeing early signs of pent-up demand and this reemergence into the real life dating. But what's exciting is even in those markets where real life dating is reemerging, we are still seeing a surge in video. And so that suggests that people have really leaned into this digital first way of meeting, even regardless of quarantines lifting and so on and so forth. So we're seeing people meet first digitally, check each other out through video, make sure they want to meet that person, save themselves time, and then they go out into the real world. And so we are seeing really great signs of this pent-up demand, and we're very, very excited about the future.
And yet investors seem concerned about the outlook. I know you said that you're being conservative there, but why be conservative when you are seeing this much momentum? And what does online dating look like post-pandemic?
So, we are not here to predict what happens with this virus around the world. You're seeing still very dire circumstances in places like India and Brazil, and we don't feel it's appropriate for us to be the judge of what happens next. Do new variants spread and what happens from there? And so, even though we fundamentally have proven that even in a pandemic, our numbers are great, we keep customers engaged, and we are ultimately, to some degree, the only way to meet during circumstances like a quarantine, we're very excited about the reopening opportunity. In these areas of reopening, we're seeing great re-engagement rates, which suggests that people that switched off dating during quarantine are now coming back, and they're coming back and using the product a lot. We're also seeing great engagement on BFF, which just should suggest that people are ready to get out there and have community. They want friends and community to go do the things they love with. And so, there's a lot of great trends here, but again, it is not our job to predict when this pandemic ends, and we want to be conservative in that nature. But as we've said before, we really feel that we benefit as we come out of this, and say this pandemic does continue on for this foreseeable future. We hope that's not the case. We do believe that we also serve a great purpose then as well.
Some interesting trends you're seeing on the platform: a steady number of users revealing that they are in fact vaccinated. Are you also seeing vaccine hesitancy? Can you talk to us about some of the behaviors you're pulling out?
So I can't go into any further behavioral insights than what we disclosed on our earnings. But what we are seeing is this willingness to get back out there in person. We've launched these new badges in the app that allow you to be very particular about what your level of comfort is during this pandemic. Are you willing to take a walk in the park? Are you only willing to do that with distance or with a mask? And so it's been really interesting to see what people's level of comfort is through this. And what's been even more exciting is watching people build these full-fledged relationships without even meeting in person. So in these kind of dark quarantines, there were people that built full relationships and now are starting to spend time in person together. And that's really fascinating to see. And we're really, really confident that even if the virus does continue, that we serve this great purpose. People need to meet each other. We've talked about this before. Nothing can hold people back from the sheer need to find love and friendship. And so this is something that is not just a matter of circumstances. This is a true need.
User growth up 30%. What demographics are you seeing mostly? I know we've talked about, more folks of an older generation. Can you break down who these new users are and where they're coming from?
This is the interesting thing about Bumble is these customers are all across the map. So we've got great engagement and new customer growth with Gen Z, millennials, but also Gen X and boomers. There's been a whole new wave of people looking for second chances, going through divorces or breakups. The pandemic has not just been the quest for love, it's also been this new beginning opportunity. And so we're really seeing people come from across the map. And what's interesting about Bumble, contrary to a lot of social media, not everyone sees everyone. And so if you have a young woman in college using Bumble, her mother joining is not a issue for that college student, where it might be on a social media platform, because people really see the age groups they're searching for. And this is a huge focus of ours, is really leaning into these segments and catering a curated experience, both from a product and marketing standpoint, and doubling down on our efforts for these different markets, so that we're not just the app for millennials or for X. This is a brand and a product that speaks to everyone. And that's something that's very unique to us.
You've invested a lot to grow your international business. How much fruit is that bearing at this point?
Yeah, international has been a tremendous highlight for us. Germany is growing extremely rapidly. It's actually rapidly becoming our third largest market. We are seeing this resonate in all different cultures, communities, across languages. It just suggests that the Bumble mission, the Bumble brand, the Bumble product, this is not only needed and wanted everywhere, but it's working. Women across the globe want to be treated with respect. Women across the globe want to be in the driver's seat of their connection. They do not want to be inundated with messages. They do not want to be bombarded or treated poorly online. And that has been Bumble's driving force from day one. And this is resonating in a real and profound way. And when you think about our global growth opportunity, it's massive. The TAM is so large, and we're just at the very early beginning of our international growth. So this is a playbook we're investing heavily in and rolling out across the globe.